Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Rangers, and I'm here to talk about Game 5 of the regular season, where the Rangers would win 3-1 over the Nashville Predators, and it was a pretty decent game overall. The Rangers did enough offensively. Shested bailed them out again, which is sort of just becoming a theme at this point, and I will talk about him in due time, but let's first just talk about how the scoring started. Filipino gets the first one of the year for himself. Pretty unassuming zone entry. It's the second line. It's Laffy, Bly, and Hedel. They're just kind of cruising in there. Laffy hands it to Bly. He passes over to Hedel. He just puts sort of this unassuming backhanded shot on goal. And like a backhanded compliment that makes the entire room go dead silent, it somehow sneaks in past UC Saros, which was pretty shocking. I did not expect that to be anything more than just maybe a rebound attempt. And looky there, it's 1-0 Rangers relatively early. Quite a bit later, about midway through the second period, Predators have it in the Rangers zone. They just take a shot on goal. It goes wide. Tomasino shoots it back as like to try to put it back in front, and it bounces off of Igor Shesterkin, which that has got to be the worst feeling in the world, to know that the rebound was hit off of you into the goal. That's just got to be kind of rough if you're Igor Shesterkin. A very fluky goal. And it's the first of his career. Oh, come on, it happened again! Seriously? How many people are going to get their first goals off of the Rangers? Like, seriously, over the past 2 years, what, there's been like 8 firsts off of us? Like, it comes... Yeah, congratulations to Tomasino and whatever. Anyway, it's 1-1 at that point. And the Rangers, for a while, would not do that much. But eventually, about midway through the third period, they would give us the lead back. Predators try to get it out of their zone, and they kind of do. Center ice, Adam Fox, because it's always Adam Fox, intercepts, starts heading into the Predators zone. Waits, a beautiful pass to Sammy Blaze. And he just a perfect pass after that as well, over to Alexis Lafreniere. It's a completely wide open net, and Laffy just tips it on in there for what would be his second game-winning goal already this season, giving the Rangers the 2-1 lead. If you're the Rangers, that is incredible. That is just a beautiful passing sequence, start to finish, that just leaves you slack-jawed. If you're UC Saros, you kind of just go, well, I mean, how am I supposed to stop that? Like, there is no stopping that if you are the Predators. You just kind of, shucky darn, snap your fingers and hope you can try to tie it, which they would attempt, and they had some decent chances at that. But c'est la vie, that would be basically it. There would be an empty netter later on scored by Barclay Goodrow, his first as a New York Ranger. And, I mean, I know it was an empty net goal and everything, but pretty nice work on Barclay Goodrow to get that puck at center ice. So, I mean, I'll give him props. It was about the best kind of empty netter you could have, where there was some actual, like, nice play involved, which is great. And the Rangers would win 3-1. What a game for the Rangers. And let me also say, just the offense did okay. There was also kind of another goal. Ryan Lindgren, I mean, he totally scored. That wasn't the problem. There was just a hair bit of offsides. And look, was it offsides? Yes, it was very clearly offsides. Panarin was very offsides. That being said, it was sort of one of those offsides that it didn't really affect the play at all. Like, Panarin wouldn't get the puck as he went over the blue line. He got it back at the trapezoid, so it didn't really, like, matter in that regard, but it was completely offside, and I'm not going to complain or say, like, oh, that was a bad call. It was technically the right call. It was just sort of those, like, come on type of things. It was not a big deal. We would still win anyway. It just is a bummer that it takes the first goal of the season away from Ryan Lindgren. So, again, it's just one of those, that's kind of sucks things. But, again, we won, so I'm not going to complain about it too hard. Now, let's talk about Igor Shesterkin. Shesterkin this evening. 28 of 29. Only one goal. It was a kind of fluky one at that. I mean, it's just getting ridiculous at this point. On his last 3 games, 102 shots against, and he has allowed 3 goals. A save percentage over 970 over the last 3 games for Igor Shesterkin. I mean, it's just getting silly at this point for him. He's making it look easy. It is ridiculous. I believe after tonight that puts him in first place for goals stopped above expected. If he's not first, he's a close second behind Sergei Bobrovsky, who's having a return to form, which is not something I thought I would be saying at this point of the season. I mean, granted, it's still early, but still, I didn't think I'd be saying that about Bobrovsky. I mean, it's another incredible game. His save on the first power play for the Predators, just that incredible blocker save. It's just silly at this point. I mean, Igor Shesterkin is a stud goaltender. And if he can play anywhere near this good, like even if he, obviously he's not going to play this good for the entirety of the season, but if he can be around this for the rest of the season, the Rangers are going to have a very, very fun season with this goaltender in net. I think it's finally time that Shesterkin, granted he already partially is, but I think he is really this season going to put his name on the national landmark and really get the league talking about him, because man, oh man, through his first 4 games this season, he has been magnificent, and tonight is no exception. Anyway, let's talk about something that isn't that great. The power play. It's bad. It's real bad. It is legal to score on the power play. The Rangers have not figured that out to this point. I believe we are 2 for 21 this season on the power play. It is laugh out loud bad. Yet another 3 tonight. You couldn't cash in on any of them. I mean, look, Igor Shesterkin is fantastic, and I think he's going to be fantastic all year long. But you can't keep having these games where you just don't score and expect to get points out of them. The only time Igor Shesterkin has allowed more than 1 goal, he has lost. And you might say, Weston, he's played 4 games. And I would say, yes, that doesn't change that. Rangers this season, when allowing more than 1 singular goal, have 0 wins. They do have an overtime loss, but again, Shesterkin. Now, granted, it's only 5 games, and that is a very, 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 very small sample size, but it's still the truthful sample size. You can't just expect him to bail you out every night. The offense has got to get better, and that starts with the power play. I thought the first line, even though they didn't score any goals tonight, I thought they did really well. Mika had a couple of post hits. Kreider had a post hit. They were skating well. They were putting shots on. I believe the first line had 10 shots tonight, so they're putting it on net. It just didn't happen for them tonight. But, I mean, again, you kind of have to have the offense do a little bit more. And I thought Miller had a good night tonight. Fox is insane always. Trouba had a really great play defensively, but defense also has to get a bit better. That being said, I'm not going to detract from the fact that this has been a magnificent road trip where they've gone 3-0 against an incredible team, a meh team in the Canadiens, who've actually been pretty terrible this year, and the Nashville Predators, who are also pretty solid. Like, this is a great road trip. Hopefully we can get a 4th win on this singular road trip Saturday. That game's at 1 o'clock in Ottawa. But overall, still a successful road trip. It's been a very, very nice start to the season for the Rangers, getting points in 4 out of the 5 games. Anyway, that's all I have for tonight. I'll be back tomorrow with some Astros stuff. I'll be back Saturday with another Rangers thing. And yeah, that's all I have to say for the evening. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day. And as always, go Rangers.